Hey guys, what is going on? Welcome into the video. So in this one, we're going to be taking a big look at the crypto market as a whole, including going over the setups in Bitcoin and Ethereum, what that can tell us about the broad crypto market, and then going over my top 5 altcoin setups that I'm watching closest right now. Since in this video, we're going to be going over the crypto market. On Twitter, I'll be posting my outlook for the stock market this week, what I'm watching for on the broad indexes, along with some of the top setups that I'm watching this week as well. So make sure to check out that and shoot me a follow there at the Stock Watch 2. And let's go ahead and get into it. So when looking at anything in crypto, pretty much the first thing you always need to look at is Bitcoin. Bitcoin is kind of like the SP 500, the NASDAQ for the stock market. What Bitcoin does, it's kind of like the broad trend of the market. If Bitcoin is going up, chances are Ethereum and altcoins are going up as well. If Bitcoin is crashing, chances are altcoins and Ethereum are crashing even harder. Just higher beta, and I like to think about that Bitcoin just kind of controls the overall trend of the crypto market. So taking a look here at the logarithmic chart on Bitcoin since 2017, Bitcoin is currently sitting around $23,000, which is around those 2017 highs. I have the biggest key levels for Bitcoin mapped out at 29K, 17.6K where it bottomed earlier this year, and then at 12K. It's had a pretty sizable bounce off of lows so far, but it is currently set up in a bear flag pattern. Zooming in a bit, there is no doubt that Bitcoin is still in an overall downtrend and is at risk for a larger drop if it breaks down from this trendline support, which would look something like this, which we would have two different scenarios if this was to play out, and the main things that I'm watching for here. It either breaks down to new lows or it breaks down, makes a higher low before seeing more upside, which would be a pretty strong indicator that it has bottomed out and we will go in higher from here. So if this bear flag pattern does break down, I'll personally watch for one of those two scenarios to play out to trade the broad trend and other altcoins off of. Another important indication if we zoom in further is the volume. So ever since mid-July, the volume profile has changed to now being in the favor of bulls, which shows accumulation, aka people who are buying and not selling. And since July 13th, each green candle has had much more volume than the red selling candles, which is an indication of big money buying and holding Bitcoin. So a lot of different scenarios that can play out in the Bitcoin landscape. If it does set up bullishly from here, maybe makes a higher low next like we were talking about, there are a bunch of huge breakout setups in the altcoin landscape that there are some big gains waiting to happen in, and we'll be taking a look at all of those in just a second. But first, let's take a look at the Ethereum setup next before we get into those altcoin setups. So ETH showed a lot more relative weakness than Bitcoin on the way down, but now is showing much more relative strength after now bottoming out as it seems so far. I have the biggest technical levels on Ethereum mapped out at 2400, 1700, 1240, 1000 around where it bottomed, and then 680 on the downside. It's currently basing right at the $1,700 key level, which if it can break above, it can trigger the next leg higher. And just like Bitcoin since mid-July, the bullish volume has taken control and shown an accumulation pattern off of the lows since bottoming. Overall, Ethereum does look much more bullish than Bitcoin, but like we were talking about in the crypto market, if Bitcoin is going down, chances are the other coins will follow, so Bitcoin should be the number one factor when judging the broad trend of the overall crypto market. Alright, so next up, getting into the top 5 altcoin setups that I am watching right now. For those who aren't super familiar with the crypto market, altcoins are essentially like the small cap companies in the stock market. These will move a lot. When the crypto market's going up, they'll move a lot to the upside. When the crypto market's crashing, these are going to crash much, much harder. A lot of these are down 90% plus from highs. So a lot of the main focus here are which altcoins are showing the strongest bounces off lows and showing a lot of relative strength, because that can give us the best indication and a good idea of potentially what altcoins could be the market leaders in the next crypto cycle. Maybe that's starting now. Maybe we bottomed the stock market and crypto market. Maybe we're headed lower, but it is always great to scan. And if we did bottom, there's some major setups that could be worth watching breaking out here. And that's what we're going to be talking about in this video. Alright, so getting into it, the number one altcoin that I like right now is Internet Computer, ticker symbol ICP. Now looking at a broad view, this had its initial coin offering, or ICO, around May of 2021 at a peak of around $500 a coin. Now something interesting about this is that there have been countless coins that go public at a high price, drop 90+% before making a massive comeback and recovery. In my opinion, ICP is a coin that has potential to do so. It has massive upside if the setup does play out right. And a big reason why this is my closest watch in the altcoin world right now is because of this massive volume accumulation after bottoming. So you haven't seen these on many cryptos yet, but this has some massive green volume bars and very low selling pressure once again, show that the big money is buying and holding, as the selling pressure is a lot smaller on pullbacks than the buyers, which is exactly what you want to see when a trend switches from bearish to bullish, which we are seeing right now in this coin. So what I'm watching for here is maybe it pulls back further again to retest the trend line, but this is a setup for a massive move when it does break above the 9.8 key level of resistance. That could move 50% plus towards $15 in a hurry, in my opinion, as the initial target if it does make that breakout move. And one more visual is that a break above the 9.8 level could also break out of the year-long downtrend line to make this a much larger breakout. But overall, the volume accumulation is what excites me the most about this pattern. And to trade this one, you can either wait for a breakout above 9.8 and enter there, or slowly buy in this range and have a stop loss below the trendline support level. Another one that is testing a large breakout level right now is the Binance Coin, ticker symbol BNB. This one is currently testing trendline resistance along with the key level at $320 per coin, while showing a lot of relative strength off of lows. One to keep an eye on for a defined break above 320 to give it upside towards $430 a coin next. Now the next one we're going to be taking a look at is VeChain, ticker symbol VET. Another one that has shown nice relative strength off of lows and is set up in a longer term descending channel / bull flag. So the volume has been relatively weak so far. This is more of a lower conviction setup currently, but I'd be watching for a pullback to the 0.026 support area, maybe a bounce there, and then a high volume to come in after that to support a leg higher to test 0.033 at the next resistance above, along with trendline resistance above that, which can result in a large breakout if and when it plays out. But this is just more of a watch list candidate for me personally. You really want to see some big volume come in for the buyers to show this is a real and a supported move. So next up is Flow Token, ticker symbol FLOW. So this one made a massive move this past week and is forming a huge wedge pattern, which can result in a large breakout in reversal if it does break out of it. So I have 3.1 as the key breakout level, and with that downtrend resistance spot a little bit above that, so some big levels to watch in that sense. And a massively bullish sign here as well is that 2-day volume spike we recently saw in this one, which is the type of volume that can start off a massively bullish and long run up. You don't see this type of setup very often with the volume coming in off of lows after a massive market crash. I'm watching this one to make a higher low next, ideally on a lower volume pullback, and then make another high volume move towards that breakout level, break out of that, and then the massive move can really start from there. So next up is Theta, which showed a nice bottoming pattern and is currently breaking above the first resistance / pivot point level. Ideally, we would see that volume profile improve from here for more upside, but if it can hold above the 1.5 pivot level, this has a ton of upside towards the next levels above at around 2.1 and 2.65. If I was to enter this, I would have a tight stop loss below 1.5 in case this initial reversal move does fail back down and is not able to hold the breakout, which in an environment like this, there are a lot of great looking breakout setups, but you have to be ready to sell if you are a trader and you trade the breakouts. You want to buy at that breakout point, and if it fails, you sell immediately, take a 3 to 5% loss. So crypto can be tough to trade because there are a lot of fake out moves. Maybe it'll break out before failing back down. You'd be selling in that scenario because it is super volatile. But when you do hit it and you do hit that perfect breakout and it follows through, you can get 20%, 30% plus gains in a hurry in the crypto market. But if you are trading these crypto breakouts, it is always smart to have a tight stop loss in case that breakout does fail, which can happen often in a bear market, which we are currently in. And yeah, just overall, currently we are far from a defined uptrend. We could just be in a relief rally before another leg down in all of these. But if we did bottom, which is definitely reasonable to think that we did, there are going to be some massive moves in the crypto landscape in the next few months, in the next year, buying these on the initial breakout, on those huge volume spikes, seeing which ones are showing the relative strength. That can set us up to catch the next market leaders for the next crypto cycle. All right, so the last one we're going to be taking a look at is Elrond, ticker symbol EGLD. This one has shown a nice sequence of higher lows after bottoming, and now is starting to break out of the ascending triangle and testing the key level at $65 a coin. If it can reclaim and hold above that 65 level, that then sets up a potential move towards targets above at 100 and then 210. If I was entering this, I would personally be watching if it can hold above that 65 level, and I would have a tight stop loss below that level if it was to fail and not able to hold that breakout. So I actually ended up throwing one more altcoin in there. So 6 altcoins that I'm watching. We went over the setup on Bitcoin and Ethereum as well. Watch that channel on Bitcoin whether it breaks down, whether it can hold within the channel for longer. We'll see what happens next, but there are some massive bullishly setups in the altcoin landscape. Those are the main ones that I'm personally watching. and we'll be going over more in the future as well. Make sure to follow me on Twitter. And for anybody interested in joining the private Discord chat, that is the first link down in the description, getting all my personal trade alerts. So hope you guys enjoyed and have provided some value to you. If so, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate that and it helps me out a lot. Hope everyone has a good week in the market this week, and good luck to all. I will catch you all next time. Peace out.